The San Juan Mountains are where Colorado forgot to build the guardrails, pave the roads, or make anything easy. And that's exactly what makes them extraordinary. While the rest of the Rockies installed the ski lifts and the luxury resorts, the San Juans kept the mining ghost towns. The 13,000-foot passes accessible only by the 4WD and the Victorian mountain towns, where the saloons outnumber the Starbucks. We're talking about the range where the million-dollar highway clings to the cliffs, with the 1,000-foot drops and the zero barriers, where the wildflower basins at 12,000 feet explode in the color rivaling any garden, and where the mining history is so recent you can still explore the actual mines and the ghost towns. Yet this isn't the Colorado of the Vail mega resorts or the Boulder yoga studios. This is the Colorado where the Jeep trails cross the 13,000-foot passes, where the waterfalls drop 365 feet behind the abandoned power plants, and where the towns still look like the 1880s mining camps. So buckle up for the adventure. Telluride is the Box Canyon town where the Victorian architecture, the world-class skiing, and the billionaire transformation create the former mining camp turned luxury resort. The town sits at 8,750 feet in the Box Canyon, with the 13,000-foot peaks forming the three-sided amphitheater. The historic downtown maintains the Victorian buildings from the 1880s mining boom when the town produced the gold, the silver, and the copper. The Telluride ski resort, accessed by the free gondola from the town, offers the 2,000 acres of terrain with the 4,425 vertical feet. The town hosted the Butch Cassidy's first bank robbery in 1889. The festivals, including the Telluride Film Festival and the Bluegrass Festival, attract the celebrities and the artists. The real estate prices rival Aspen, making it the exclusive destination. The hiking trails access the waterfalls and the alpine lakes. Visit from December to March for the skiing or from June to September for the hiking and the festivals. Have you ridden the free gondola to the ski resort in the Victorian town where Butch Cassidy robbed his first bank? Ouray is the Switzerland of America, where the hot springs, the ice climbing, and the 13,000-foot peaks create the outdoor adventure base. The town sits at 7,792 feet in the Uncompahgre Gorge, surrounded by the towering peaks earning the Switzerland comparison. The natural hot springs feed the public pools, including the Ouray Hot Springs Pool, with the temperatures ranging from 96 degrees Fahrenheit to 106 degrees Fahrenheit. The Box Canyon Falls drops 285 feet through the narrow slot requiring the suspended walkway for the viewing. The winter ice climbing in the Ouray Ice Park, the world's first public ice park, attracts the climbers worldwide. The historic downtown has the Victorian buildings and the hotels from the mining era. The Ouray serves as the northern terminus of the Million Dollar Highway and the base for the Jeep trails, including the Yankee Boy Basin and the Imogen Pass. Visit year-round with the winter offering the ice climbing, and the hot springs contrast and the summer providing the hiking access. Have you soaked in the 106 degrees Fahrenheit hot springs after ice climbing the frozen waterfalls in the Switzerland of America? Silverton is the authentic mining town where the 1880s architecture, the Durango train, and the 9,318-foot elevation create the ungentrified mountain experience. The town maintains the Victorian buildings and the dirt side streets preserving the mining camp atmosphere. The population of 600 residents endures the harsh winters with the average snowfall exceeding 200 inches. The Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad from 1882 still operates the steam trains carrying the tourists through the Animas River Canyon. The town serves as the base for the hardcore Jeep trails and the 14,000-foot peak climbing. The saloons outnumber the fancy restaurants, maintaining the frontier character. The entire town is the National Historic Landmark District. The surrounding mountains have the active and the abandoned mines still visible. The winter closes the many businesses with the town quieting dramatically. Visit from June to September for the accessible trails, or from December to March for the extreme backcountry skiing. Have you ridden the 1882 steam train to the 9,318-foot mining town, where the saloons and the dirt streets preserve the frontier atmosphere? Million Dollar Highway is the scenic route where the cliff-hugging curves, the no guardrails, and the Red Mountain Pass create the White Knuckle Mountain Drive. The highway, US 550, runs 25 miles from Ouray to Silverton, climbing to 11,018 feet at the Red Mountain Pass. The name origins are debated. Either the cost of construction, the low-grade gold ore in the roadbed, or the million-dollar views. The road clings to the cliffs with the 1,000-foot drops, and the minimal shoulders creating the nerve-testing experience. The switchbacks require the slow speeds and the constant attention. The fall colors in the September and the October transform the aspen groves into the gold displays. The winter conditions can be treacherous with the avalanche danger and the ice making the drive hazardous. The views encompass the waterfalls, the peaks, and the valleys, creating the constant distraction. Visit from June to October for the safest conditions, though the year-round access remains open, weather permitting. Have you white-knuckled the cliff-hugging highway with the 1,000-foot drops and the zero guardrails to the 11,018-foot pass? Bridal Veil Falls is the 365-foot waterfall, where the tallest Colorado Cascade, the power plant ruins, and the Jeep Trail access create the dramatic destination. The falls drop 365 feet, making them Colorado's tallest free-falling waterfall. The Smuggler Union hydroelectric power plant, built in 1907, sits at the fall's base, the world's first commercial AC power plant and the highest elevation power plant when built. The ruins remain accessible, though the buildings are deteriorating. The Jeep Trail from Telluride climbs the steep switchbacks to the falls, requiring the four-wheel drive and the nerve for the exposed sections. The hiking trail offers the alternative, though. The steep grade challenges the fitness. The falls freeze partially in the winter, creating the dramatic ice formations. But the views from the base and the top encompass the Telluride Valley and the surrounding peaks. The privately owned site allows the access, but the caution is required. Visit from June to September for the full flow, or from December to February for the ice formations. Have you four-wheeled the steep switchbacks to the 365-foot waterfall, where the 1907 power plant ruins remain at the base? If you're captivated by the San Juan's wild beauty from the Victorian mining towns to the cliff-edge highways, smash that subscribe button, because we're halfway through and the Alpine basins are still coming. Like, comment, and share if Colorado's untamed range is calling you. Yankee Boy Basin is the Wildflower Valley, where the 12,000-foot elevation, the July bloom explosion, and the Jeep access create the Alpine Garden. The basin sits at 11,000 to 12,000 feet, accessed by the rough Jeep road from Ouray, requiring the high-clearance 4WD vehicle. The wildflower bloom from mid-July to early August carpets the basin in the purple columbines, the yellow sunflowers, the blue lupines, and the dozens of other species. The basin provides the access to the Mount Sneffels, the 14,150-foot peak, and the Blue Lakes. The waterfalls cascade down the surrounding cliffs. The basin road continues to the Yankee Boy Mine and the even higher elevations. The hiking trails explore the upper basin and the ridges. The basin is snow-covered from October to June, limiting the access to the short summer window. Yet the crowds increase during the peak bloom, requiring the early arrival. Visit from mid-July to early August for the wildflower peak bloom, though the basin is accessible from late June to September. Have you four-wheeled to the 12,000-foot basin, where the July wildflowers carpet the Alpine Valley in the rainbow colors? Imogene Pass is the 13,114-foot Jeep route where the highest mountain pass road, the Telluride to Ouray connection, and the extreme four-wheel drive create the bucket list trail. The pass is the highest automobile pass in Colorado and the second highest in the United States. The route connects Telluride to Ouray, crossing the range via the abandoned mining roads. The 17-mile route from Telluride to the pass summit requires the 4 to 5 hours, with the high-clearance four-wheel drive and the experienced driver. The switchbacks, the rock obstacles, and the exposure test the vehicles and the nerves. The views from the summit encompass the San Juan peaks in all directions. The abandoned mines and the cabins dot the route. The route is only passable from late July to September, with the snow blocking the access the rest of the year. The altitude affects the passengers and the vehicle performance. Visit from late July to early September for the accessible conditions. Have you conquered the 13,114-foot pass, where the Jeep Trail becomes the highest automobile road in Colorado? Ophir Pass is the 11,789-foot crossing, where the ghost town, the scenic route, and the moderate difficulty create the accessible Alpine Pass experience. The pass connects the Silverton area to the historic Ophir townsite and the Telluride region. The route is less extreme than the Imogen Pass, making it the popular choice for the less experienced off-roaders. The Ophir townsite has the few remaining buildings from the mining era. The pass road follows the original toll road route from the 1880s. The views include the surrounding peaks, the valleys, and the wildflower meadows. The route is approximately 10 miles from the Highway 550 to Ophir, requiring the 2 to 3 hours. The pass is typically accessible from July to September, depending on the snow conditions. The Forest Service maintains the road, though the rough sections remain. The route sees the moderate traffic during the summer months. Visit from July to September for the open pass and the wildflower season. Have you crossed the 11,789-foot pass, following the 1880s toll road to the ghost town on the moderate Jeep Trail? Red Mountain Pass is the 11,018-foot summit where the million-dollar highway peaks, the avalanche paths, and the mining history create the dramatic high point. The pass is the highest point on the million-dollar highway between Ouray and Silverton. The red-colored peaks surrounding the pass give it the name from the oxidized iron minerals. The area was the intense mining district, with the Red Mountain town site now completely vanished except for the foundations. The avalanche paths visible on the surrounding slopes create the winter hazards requiring the frequent road closures and the mitigation work. The Itinerary mine portal is visible from the highway. The views from the pass summit extend across the San Juan peaks. The parking areas allow the safe pullouts for the photography. The winter avalanche debris can reach the highway, requiring the clearing. Visit year-round, with the summer offering the safest conditions and the winter providing the dramatic avalanche-prone scenery. Have you summited the 11,018-foot pass, where the red peaks and the avalanche paths create the dramatic million-dollar highway climax? San Juan National Forest is the 1.9 million-acre reserve where the wilderness areas, the 14,000-foot peaks, and the diverse ecosystems create the outdoor recreation paradise. The forest encompasses the large portion of the San Juan Mountains, with the elevations ranging from 6,000 to over 14,000 feet. The forest has the 13 peaks exceeding 14,000 feet, the 14ers, including the Mount Sneffels and the Uncompahgre Peak. The wilderness areas, including the Weminuche Wilderness, Colorado's largest, protect the backcountry. The forest has the over 1,500 miles of trails for the hiking, the mountain biking, and the horseback riding. The ecosystems range from the high desert to the alpine tundra. The wildlife includes the elk, the mule deer, the black bears, and the mountain goats. The rivers provide the world-class fly fishing and the whitewater rafting. The forest surrounds the towns, including the Telluride, the Ouray, and the Silverton. Visit year-round, with the summer offering the full trail access and the winter providing the backcountry skiing and the snowmobiling. Have you explored the 1.9 million-acre forest, where the 13 peaks exceed 14,000 feet and the wilderness rivals any in Colorado? So there you have it, 10 destinations in the San Juan Mountains that prove Colorado's wildest range never sold out to the luxury resorts, never paved the terrifying passes, and never pretended the mining history didn't happen. From the Victorian towns like Telluride and Silverton that transformed from the mining camps to the destinations while keeping the character, to the cliff-hugging million-dollar highway that makes passengers question their life choices. From the 13,000-foot Jeep passes that laugh at the SUVs claiming to be off-road capable, to the wildflower basins that bloom for exactly 6 weeks at 12,000 feet, the San Juans are the Rockies that stayed wild. The mining ghosts are real, with the abandoned equipment still rusting in the alpine basins. The hot springs still bubble where the miners soaked their aches. And the narrow-gauge railroad still chugs through the canyons on the 1882 tracks. The altitude will get you, the roads will terrify you, and the beauty will justify every white-knuckled moment. If the San Juan Mountains' untamed beauty called to you, smash that subscribe button for more destinations that refuse to be tamed. Drop a comment telling me which San Juan experience you're attempting. Are you team historic mining towns like Telluride and Ouray, Team white knuckle drives on the million-dollar highway and the Jeep passes? Or Team alpine adventures in the wildflower basins and the 14,000-foot peaks?